Alright, so first and foremost, I'd like to say Kal Alal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakwakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the brothers out there pushing this truth in all sincerity. Inshallah. Now this is your brother Kanai with another episode of GMS 5 Minutes of Israel, and I think I'll entitle this video Not Unto the Seeds as of Many, but unto thy seed. Right? Now, a lot of people use Romans chapter 2 verse 28 to support the point that, hey, look, the Edens can be grafted into the fold and receive salvation as well, right? But that is far from the truth, right? Romans chapter 2 verse 28 does not support the idea of the Edens receiving the promises, but rather Israelite foreigners returning to the fold, right? So this was being Romans chapter 2. The main focus was what? The circumcision, which circumcision is of the law, right? That argument used was just to support the belief that it is better to have a good conscience towards the law than to expect salvation through works of the law. You understand? So that was the main focus, right? And I'm going to just quickly read it. Romans chapter 2 verse 26, it says, therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteous of the law, and shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision, and shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision doest transgress the law. He said, for he is not a Jew. So this is the point that they use. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh. He said, but he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. So they say, oh, it's not an outward Jew. You're an inward Jew once you keep in the laws. But this is not talking about that. That is far from the truth, right? This is talking about, you have persons who think solely by keeping the laws they're going to get salvation, right? And yeah, that is not scriptural, right? It must be both. You must have faith, right? And only the children of Israel have faith, right, in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? And we'll get that out of the scriptures as well, right? So if you know about Paul's writing in Romans, he's talking about a spiritual battle, one between the flesh, right, and the spirit, right? And it's the same thing that is being brought out here, right? We know that you cannot just look on an individual's physical appearance and say, oh, you're definitely an Israelite, right? It is true faith, because the scripture says, the spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the true children of Israel, and the scripture is what we refer to really as the spirit. You understand? There are individuals who will hear this truth and don't like it, right? As well as there are individuals who will be gravitated towards these things because we're just reminding them of something that they already know about, right? Alright, so the whole act of pushing circumcision on individuals, that is what Paul was talking about, right? And he's right, because every man must be fully persuaded in their own mind. It's a Romans chapter 14 verse 5. It says, one man esteemeth one day above another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. So it was right. Alright. And let me just get First Peter chapter 3. Alright, verse 21, and it reads, the like figure whereunto baptism doeth also not save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards Yahweh. So this is talking about the flesh here again, right? It's talking about the flesh and the spirit, so to speak, because it is saying, it's not about putting away the filth of the flesh. So it's not just about going under some water and saying that, hey, look, I'm baptized now, so I'm saved, right? It's more about having a good conscience towards Yahweh and a good conscience towards the law, and keeping them to the best of their ability for the ones that you can keep, like wearing a beard, for example, like growing a beard, for example. So right? So that is what it is talking about, right? Having that good conscience, right? Um, and the only individuals who have this good conscience are they that are of the seed of Abraham, right? Because it was unto them that the laws were given, right? This is Psalm chapter 147, verse 19. He shewed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, so only Israel was given the laws. He had not dealt so with any other nation. And then continuing, he said, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Alright, so he said, as for his judgments, they have not known them. The other nations were concerned with circumcision, right? The other nations weren't concerned with keeping the laws, right, and having a good conscience towards the laws, right? This is a thing of Israel, right? So the Romans chapter 2 wasn't talking about the Edens coming into the fold and receiving salvation, right, by keeping the laws, right? It's talking about those Israelite foreigners who have been scattered according to prophecies, many prophecies, right, in the scripture, you know, who have been scattered, and they hear this thing, this truth, this word, right, and they come back to the fold, right, which that is also a prophecy, the one stick that the scripture speaks of, with the southern kingdom and northern kingdom coming back together, right? So another breakdown. All right, let me just quickly get um, Galatians 2 verse 16. It says, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahushua Mashiach. Even we have believed in Yahushua Mashiach that we might be justified by the faith of Mashiach and not by the works of the law, for by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. So that is pretty much self-explanatory. By the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. So you can't just say, oh, I am of the other nation, but I go and follow these laws, and then the Most High must give me salvation. No, in scripture, in Romans chapter 9, right, which is Paul's writing again, says that, it's not of him that run it, nor of him that will it, right? In fact, let me just get that quickly as well. Romans chapter 9, right. Right, verse 16, right, and it says, so then it is not of him that will it, nor of him that run it, but of Yahweh that showeth mercy. So it's not about you say, hey, keep the law, so we must get salvation. It's about whom the Lord have mercy on, right? We get Galatians chapter 3, right, verse 2. It says, this only would I learn of you, receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law or by the hearing of faith? Right, so this is a question. Right, it say, it's asking if by works you receive salvation, or or is it by hearing of faith? Right. Continuing, it say, are ye so foolish, having begun in the Spirit? Are ye now made perfect by the flesh? Right, so it's not it's a spirit and flesh here, spirit against flesh thing here that I'm talking about, that scripture is talking about, right? So it's not about just merely following the law, right? It's a spiritual thing, and a part of being spiritual is that you must have faith in this thing, right? It's a continuing. He say, have he suffered so many things in vain? If it be yet in vain, he therefore that ministered to you in the spirit and worketh miracles among you, doeth he it by the works of the law, or by of hearing of faith? By the hearing of faith. Verse 6, it says, even as Abraham believed Yahweh, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. Alright. Let me just jump down to verse 16. And it reads, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not unto the seeds as of many, but as of one, unto thy seed, which is Hamashiach. right? So not unto the seeds of many where the promise is made, and the promise is inclusive of salvation, right? So not unto the seeds of, as of many, but unto unto um but as of one, unto thy seed, which is a Mashiach. Right? And let's get that in Genesis as well. Genesis chapter 21, verse 12, right? And it reads, And Yahweh said unto Abraham, let it be not grievous in the sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman. In all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So even though they had Ishmael, and Ishmael is of Abraham's seed, it says, the promises and the promises made to Abraham's seed was, Ishmael was not a part of it. Ishmael was not a receiver of that promise, right? But it says what? For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So Isaac coming on to Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob, right? Through his seed, they will receive the promise, right? And scripture the promises are fundamental of the scripture. Without understanding the promise, understanding the fight between the two brothers, Jacob and Esau, you're not understanding the scripture. You are nowhere close to understanding the scripture, right? Um, so basically, point has been made, right? As I said, the whole point behind this video is to tell you exactly what Romans chapter 2 is dealing with, which is uncircumcision, and the last two verses was just to support the idea that you're supposed to have a good conscience towards the law, as opposed to thinking that through the law you can be saved if you just follow these without faith, right? Um, there was one more thing. Just bear with me for a moment. Let me see if I can find it. Alright, so this is it right here. Galatians chapter 3, verse 7. It said, Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. So it's not about, physical appearance pointing out and say, hey, that's an Israelite, that's an Eden. It's not about that. They said, they which are of faith, you know, they which are of faith and believe in His word. Okay, you can't have faith in anything, but the faith in this word here, this truth here, they are the children of Abraham, which a promise was made to, right? And only they, because it was unto them that the laws were given, right? Only they can receive of the promise, right? That's why in Amos chapter 3 it said, um, I'll therefore punish you, because you of all the families of the world. Let me just get it. Amos chapter 3. Alright. It said, chapter 3, verse 1. It said, Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. You understand? So the Most High is dealing with Israel, right? Whether they look like Chinese, whether they look like Japanese, whether they look like a so-called white man, you know, the Most High is dealing with Israel, and this can be manifest through faith in the Word. All right, so with that, we conclude this video.